Alright everyone, welcome to the Space Viking Chronicles. I'm Margaret Krohn, and of course this is my channel, and with me is a whole slew of new people.
Happy 27 months, Maggie. Love you, less than 3.
Aw, thank you so much, Mark-Dean, for the 27 months. We won't be doing our sub stuff like we normally do, as we will be knee-deep in D&D. But first of all, I wanted to let the peeps here that are joining me kind of introduce themselves, and then we will go into all of the goodness that is what we're doing here for St. Jude. So stick around. It's going to be a full day of 7 hours of D&D, so hopefully you guys are prepared. We will be taking breaks every hour, and you can donate. I put a list right over here of things that you can donate for, and we'll go over those a little bit after I let everyone introduce one another. So I will be the DM, just so you guys know, and we'll go clockwise, which will be Olirant. Talk a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Ollie. I'm actually a D&D artist, not for D&D themselves, but I do D&D art on my Twitter, which is at Olirant, and I also do D&D streams and streams as well, sometimes a little bit. And I'm playing Alfredo. Do you want us to talk about the characters now or not?
You don't have to talk about your characters quite yet, but
Cool.
just introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Cool. Next up, I believe, is going to be the Frank, which you guys probably know pretty well if you're part of the Space Viking community, or even possibly roll for it. But if you are not familiar with those, then you might not know Frank. So Frank, talk a little bit about who you are.
Hi everyone, as you know, I'm CtrlAltFrank, moderator here, over there, kind of in like 20 places. I'm everywhere. I play D&D all the time, because I'm a nerd. That's pretty much everything about me.
Perfect. Hey man, I think all of us are gonna play 7 hours of D&D. I think we are nerds as well. And of course, EnterElysium. Who are you? Or, well, actually no, Bentham is next. Sorry, skipped you, Bentham. I was looking to the left.
Okay.
Bentham, tell people about who you are. Sorry about that.
Hello, I'm Bentham. I make YouTube videos about games and do streams and stuff on YouTube and things like that. Like, I play Factorio lots and stuff.
Yes, so much Factorio. It is good. And now, of course, for realsies, EnterElysium, who you be?
Hello, I'm EnterElysium. I play games and stuff on YouTube and Twitch, and quite often, you know, do stuff on Roll For It, where we play lots of tabletop RPGs and stuff. And I am currently trying to drive Maggie insane. She's now DMing. Doing my best.
Like, oh my gosh. It's good. It's good, though. You drive me insane in a good way.
I'll put that on my CV.
I'll put that on my CV. Awesome. But yeah, so I'll just go over a little bit about what we're doing and kind of get you guys into the groove of our show here. And then as we meet the characters, I'll have them introduce one another. So we are raising money for St. Jude. If you do ! St. Jude in chat. I don't actually know if I have any mods in chat. I think I do. Yeah, got some straight game in there, some Mark-Dean. If you do ! St. Jude or EE just doing it, he's like double jobbing it up. We are raising money for St. Jude. If you go to the rewards, you can actually donate for these things. They should be active already, so if they're not, yell at me. But if you donate $5, you can donate for inspiration. $10, you can donate for a natty 1 or natty 20. You do need to specify who it's for, or I will do that myself. And if you're doing it for the natty 1 or 20, you need to specify if it's a natty 1 or 20, or I will decide for you. All of the above. I'm gonna roll for all of those things if it does come in, so I'll make sure it's fair. Look on all of their faces like ah. And then $15 is a magic effect that will happen in game. We'll roll a 1d10,000 and we'll find out what magic effect happens. And $20 or that's for $15, and $20 is a magic item. I will spawn a magic item into the game because of you. And then of course $30 you can donate and I will add a monster to the game. So those are all really cool things that you guys can do in the match. There are other rewards that we'll get along the way as we unlock milestones, but those will be provided to you guys in a later stream, because obviously we can't do all of the things right now. And I have all of these lovely people, and I'm using their time, so I hope that you guys Please give magic items. Frank once had magic items. EE at one point had like, how much gold?
I had nearly 1,800 gold, and I now own 100 vials of oil.
Oh God.
I couldn't carry any more.
I really hope you guys don't get annoyed by that voice. But yeah, so we are going to start up the campaign, and as they come onto the scene, I will have them each introduce themselves and talk a little bit about their characters. So the campaign is going to start off with we kind of made all of this last minute. Thank you. So I just want to do a huge thank you to all of the people here, because we literally made all of our characters yesterday. We made the campaign yesterday, and we are here today. I've had quite a week, as some of you guys know. So I'm glad that we're just making it. So the scene opens up as our group of adventurers here are flying on their griffins that they own. As they fly up into the sky, they can see creatures off in the distance. They're pretty large. Some of them have large wings and large tails. They are coming here specifically because they have been invited by a couple of storm giants. They've been invited by Frutor and Weebrog. Recently, their children have gone missing. They have 3 children who are currently missing, and they had sent another group of adventurers to help find their children, but they have not returned. So they are paying another group of adventurers to come and do so as well. Where they live is up on a giant cloud castle, which kind of looks like, as the group slowly ascends into the air and sees the clouds part way, and they see this giant storm castle. It kind of looks like if a castle and all of the area around it was just plucked from the ground and brought up into the sky, and instead of seeing the tendrils of earth, you see clouds have like stuck to the edges of them. Thank you, Gorthor, for the $20 for Tiltify. That gives our group a magic item. So I will add a magic item to the
I'm interested to see how Maggie is going to get a magic item into us while we're currently in midair on griffins.
Just flies at us.
Give that Bentham a shiny thing.
A movable rod
Just drops out the sky.
Like we get clothesline, like one of us turns around, turns back. Doosh. Who left
Always
that?
keep your eye on the sky.
Bentham, before we go back to describing what was happening, what does your character worship any gods or anything like that, or?
Are there any elvish gods?
Yes,
plenty.
I can tell you all about them.
All right.
Are there any
Yes.
elvish gods?
Yes, he does. Don't ask me which.
Okay, well that doesn't help me. So you don't have like a huge affinity. You don't have like a strong affinity to a god.
You can just
I don't
worship
think
the
so.
whole elvish pantheon. They
What
call
does-
it the
Yeah, he just.
What
he
does
just yeah, there's
Varys-
tons of them.
What does Varys? What drives Varys? A good way to look at it is look at your character sheet and your bonds and all of that stuff, your flaws and those personalities. That's a good way to always go back to what your character.
I haven't filled those in yet.
You fail.
He's driven by doing good things, let's say. I feel like this is a party of very
Fire.
Questionable.
Some of the people. Maybe everyone doesn't share quite the same goals, but he's of the mind of saving people and bringing good to the world.
All right.
Definitely doesn't need money. He's already got tons of that.
What is the weapon that you normally use?
He has a quarterstaff, though also lots of punching.
Okay, I think I actually have a quarterstaff on my list here. So let me give that to you in a
Does
second.
it just drop out the sky and I just catch it in this badass moment?
The griffin
Who
vomits
Because
it
where
up
this came
earlier.
from, I have it now.
Make a reflex save or you fall off your griffin to your death.
Yes.
I've got slow fall.
I have something for okay.
I thought I had a quarterstaff, or maybe.
+1 weapon brackets could be anything quarterstaff.
Yeah, but I had a specific staff that I thought was really cool, and now I can't find it.
I mean, I had a specific staff that I thought was really cool, but then I got told it wasn't.
Is it like a 3/8 staff?
Here we go. This is the item. Staff of Striking is what you see, Varys, and I will drop that in you on your character sheet. Or not on your character sheet, but for you. And you'll see it in the handouts loot section. You see it? Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, so as you're flying on your griffins, you feel a weight on your side as this staff formulates from a ball of lightning and then shoots out and formulates in front of you. And now you have this staff that is on you. And oddly, you know what it is, and it's attuned to you. Oh, magic. Thank you
I catch it and say, the gods are on our side this day.
Thank you, Gorthor, for so much for the $20 for St. Jude. Really appreciate it. And congratulations, Bentham, on your new magic item.
It's +3.
So yeah, as you fly up into the castle, or up towards the castle, it kind of looks like what I was saying before is like the ground was plucked from the ground and dropped into or pulled into the sky, and clouds are now formulating around the edges of the bottom of where like normally you'd see the tendrils of ground and earth. You see like a little docking bay that has intricate poles that are sticking up out of it, so you can like tie your griffin around it once you land. In the distance, or not in the distance, further along, you see kind of a path that takes you to this huge castle. It is ginormous. You know that you're coming here to meet a giant couple. So that's why you know that castle is bigger than any castle you have ever seen thus far in your life. And I'm going to leave it to you guys as you land your griffins and tie them up. I'll have each of you kind of introduce your characters. I guess we can go in the same order that we introduced everybody in. So,
All right. As Alfredo lands his griffin and gives it a little snack, 'cause it's hard work flying all day.
it is.
Got to give it like a little apple. Alfredo is an Eldrin, which if you don't know, they're elves that are even more weird. He looks kind of uncanny. He's got very sharp features, fire red hair, deep mahogany skin. His eyes are just black, but very expressive. And there's currently sort of not like all black, just there's no iris. And he's got sharp teeth as well, like some kind of shark. He currently has sort of like wisps of flowers and leaves in his hair, and he's wearing golden half plate, very shiny, no attempt to blend in any way, absolute show-offy outfit. Just has his elvish greatsword just on his shoulder at most times, no sheath, nothing, just holding it around, very unsafe, and has a very magical seeming flowing cloak. Because now we're up in the sky, it's flowing dramatically around him because that's how cloaks work.
Yeah, totally. Frank, describe your character.
So, Mog, of course, is a dwarf ranger. Stands about 4'4", so if you know Maggie, about as tall as her. He has very sunburnt tan skin with long golden hair that goes down to about his shoulders. And of course, like all dwarves, he has a nice gold beard. And yes, spelled Mog, M-O-G. I can't spell my own name. Just like any dwarf.
Just like any dwarf, oh no.
He has red eyes. Not all red, but the irises are reddish. So, hazelish. I'm not good with colors, guys. Fun fact, all dwarves are colorblind.
No.
They're just like dogs. They just...
Can't look
It's
up.
just they tell you that so it makes you feel better.
Oh, his parents told him that when he was growing up to make him...
Oh,
I mean, maybe.
your parents were terrible people.
I mean, aren't all parents terrible people?
I mean, my
hope
parents
not.
hate children, so...
Also,
Say-
I've given you all your griffin in your handouts as well.
Thank you.
Oh, yay.
I forgot to give that to you guys. I had it in there, I just didn't have it created. Frank, you have anything else you want to add to your character?
He just stands stoutly with a kind of dirty breastplate.
Dirty breastplate. All right. And we have 2 more donations, so we're gonna take those out of the way. Thank you guys so much for kicking off this thing very well. I'm very excited. So first of all, we have a magic item for Alfredo, and this is from an anonymous donator. Did you donate to yourself? No, I'm just kidding.
I would never do such a thing.
All right, Alfredo. Should I just maybe like roll me a 1d100?
1d100.
I will put it in your fate.
That seems fair. I have no idea how lucky I'm going to be today.
Is that a 47?
That's a 47.
Yeah, it probably is not going to be as lucky.
Oh, good. Thanks.
I just don't know if you'll be able to wear what it is.
Oh, no, I can wear many things.
Just change it. Give him slippers. Give him slippers. Everyone can use.
Studded leather armor. Can you wear that?
I can.
Okay, this is studded leather armor +3.
What? Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's not gold, which is a downside, but it's magic, which is a good side.
I mean, I've got alchemy supplies. I could maybe make it look
Hand that
gold.
over to Alfredo. Alfredo, you get that. You should see it in your thingamabobber. Let me know. And of course, we have one more from Mark Dean for $20. We have Give E a magical cloak collar he can't remove that really deepens his voice. All right.
Set it on fire.
I did
will
specify
set it
that they
on
could
fire.
make the items if they gave a description. So, your character, as you're getting off your griffin, now all of a sudden a lightning flashes. No, not lightning, actually. It's a fireball flashes around your throat and singes around your neck, but it doesn't do any damage to you because you're like heat resistant. And this collar is now stuck on your neck and formulated, and it makes you talk different. You sound a little deeper than normal.
No, it's there. No, get up.
It got worse.
Oh my god, it's Mr. Blobby.
Yeah, now it's
friend.
like
He
tweaking.
turned into
Friend,
Mr.
please.
Blobby.
What have you done, Mark? What have you done?
This is what you wanted.
Now I have to make like a custom
Mr. Blobby.
handout. Custom handout that is like collar of deepening.
How was
Voice.
Mr. Blobby
Nice.
a kid's
I
character?
try and remove it.
And this is going
Going off
to
to a flying start.
Pyre, right? That's your character's name?
Yes.
Her name is Pyre. All right. Right. I have added that to your. You can see it in your loot now. Cool.
I don't want to.
Too bad. Next up is going to be Bentham. As you get off your griffin, what does your character look like?
So I am Varys, and I'm a wood elf, and I'm as elf as they come, unless Eladrin are more elf than elves. I'm not sure. It sounded like maybe.
Depends on your point of view, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people might not think so, right?
Some
But
people might think they're like perversions of elves. you
Yeah, and elves probably
Okay.
think that, but they probably think that they're better than elves.
So by an elf standards, Varys is as elf as they come. He's got like he's tall and thin, and he has sort of light green skin with some green eyes to match, and he's wearing a light, flowing, fancy-looking elven-style cloak, and has a quarterstaff, which is now significantly better than the quarterstaff he has on his back, because it's made of lightning and just came out of nowhere, and he's looking quite proud of it.
Nice.
Looks over at the collar like, I see the gods also were getting quite annoyed with that voice.
And we have not EE donated $20. Did you just donate EE? So
No, I would never do such a despicable thing.
give that lovely not gnome, definitely gnome, something to do with fire. I actually have something prepared for this. So Pyre, here you go. You get a scroll of Wall of Fire.
Oh.
Oh, yay! Thank you.
Hail, Space Viking.
Thank you so much, Frank, for the 27 months of a subscription. I get to say it to you personally. So thank you. Awesome. And our last character, who we've gotten to see a little bit of so far due to donations that have been brought upon us. Pyre, what do you look like as you're getting off your griffin?
I've got slightly charred, greenish skin that's now sort of blackened and burnt and singed in places. She's little, like about just under 3 foot tall. Wearing a thick cloak that you can also see scorch marks on, and a big pile of notes and books and stuff on her back, and many clinking vials of oil on her person.
Can somebody just donate to destroy his magic item, please?
Yes, someone donate an item that can cut off the collar.
Just make it so he can't talk at all this time.
Oh
That
my
way he
god.
can't torture us. Help.
Mark is trying to torture us. Oh god, there's alarms going off. Yeah, and so as you
I
guys...
also get the sense that somewhere in this cloak is a pizza. Somewhere. I can find it.
As you guys step off your griffins, you look up at this castle, and from a distance it looked massive, but now that you're standing before it, it is even bigger than you had imagined before. Along the trail from the dock that you guys just landed at, there is this bridge that goes all the way up to the castle, and it has kind of electric vibes coming through it, but it doesn't look like electricity. It just has that shimmer and sheen to it as you walk forward. And as you walk forward, walls start appearing around you, and electricity forms around, and it just feels like there's a lot of static in the area as you're walking forward, and these walls just keep getting bigger and bigger. And as you get up to the top of the castle's stairway, you see giant doors with 2 staffs in front of them, and there are 2 humans that are standing in front of the doorway, and one of them speaks out, like steps forward and speaks out to you and says, "What is your business?"
Well, my friend, we were invited by hopefully the patrons that live inside this yonder castle.
Letter?
I look to these 2. I didn't pick up any letters.
You guys did all received a letter of invitation.
I've missed.
I've got a letter somewhere here. It's somewhere.
It's in my
It's
other
somewhere.
armor.
It's so terrifying. Such a terrifying.
It was terrifying.
Wait.
Sounds like a demon creature.
I've got it out here.
It's a
yeah,
scroll, and it
that's
has
here.
like a little emblem on it.
It's
Yeah,
also burned. But there you go.
he takes it, and
You
it's like
prefer
a
an
little
unburned
singed around the
copy.
edges. Kind of holds it up to the lightning that's kind of flickering down.
There's like translucent patches where it smells of paraffin.
Smells it. I'm just
It
kidding.
smells of paraffin.
I don't know which is
Well,
worse.
looks all in order. Seal's correct. He hands it back to you.
Thank you.
All of you are together.
Yeah,
Why,
yes.
Not together.
One moment.
Just together.
The
He
best
pull-
of friends.
He puts his hand in his pocket of his pouch and holds the pouch for a moment, and he stands looking forward at you. And there's a moment of silence, and then he looks forward and says, "They're ready to introduce you." The giant doors open up, and they slowly make this loud noise as they push forward, and you hear thunder crackling. And as you step forward, you hear trumpets sounding. And you see along the edges of this corridor are 3 on each side, these little kind of dwarf-looking creatures, but they have rock-like skin, and in between the cracks of their skin is lightning that's crackling throughout it. And you see them standing there with a shield and a spear, and as you walk forward, you hear the sounds of trumpets, but you're not really sure where they're coming from because you can't see anything. There are actually clouds that are floating up above this giant corridor because it's actually quite tall. It's like vaulted ceilings, but like for giants. And as you look forward, you can see this rug that is blue and it's quite beautiful. It has clouds all along it. And as you look up, it's kind of like those like church cathedrals where you look up and there's actually like a dome, and in that dome is paintings of giants and battles along the sides or along the ceilings. And up in front of you are further down about like 50 feet is 2 thrones that are sitting in front of you, and they're made of ice, and they look like maybe they were, or not ice, glass. That's what I meant to say. They're made of glass. They're made of glass, and you see these 2 beautiful looking giants before you. One looks male, one looks female. They're dressed very elegantly, and to the side of the male is a what you could assume is a servant, and to the side of the female is what you can assume is another servant. And then down below the stairs, below the thrones, is a possibly jester, is what you would assume, from royal court, who is standing in front, and it is a tiny halfling who's dressed in blue and gold accoutrements and big puffy shoulders and big puffy legs, with kind of like a legging or tights for pants. And he's like kind of jumping around as he's excited to see you come forward. And you hear this ominous voice that introduces your party as this human stands next to you guys and says, What is your party name?
The Flaming Four.
Oh God, oh no.
Please
introduce.
I don't think we agreed on that name, but
Please welcome. Please
It's a
welcome
glorious
the
name.
Flaming Four. Do, 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 do. And as you guys walk forward, you hear the sound of that, but it just sounds like it's
I
echoing
play it
throughout.
as well on my lyre.
Oh,
Play
nice.
along.
You bust out your lyre.
Alfredo.
Do you reckon they eat goblins here?
Why would anyone eat goblins? You're stringy, no nutrients at all.
well,
Trust
when
me,
you're
I've thought about it before.
Oh,
goblins do make a good meal. They're technically fungal creatures, kind of like mushrooms. You saute them up real nice if you're in the forest alone.
He's probably going to eat you. They
If you
won't.
need a recipe for it, I have one right here.
No, you two get along. Play nice.
As you
There's
guys walk
plenty of other food
forward,
sources.
as you guys walk forward and you're talking about eating goblins, the jester is clapping and being like, "Ooh, the Flaming Four! Perhaps they will be the ones! Perhaps they will be the ones!" And the male giant says, "Let us hope that they are. Heroes, what brings you here? The Flaming Four."
Griffins!
You sent us a letter.
Griffins bring us here!
Griffins are fine creatures. The letter?
Yes!
What is this letter that you speak of? The jester comes forward, waiting to get this letter.
I'll hand my letter over.
Yeah, he takes the letter, runs up the stairs, hands it to the giant, whose hand is as big as the jester, takes it, opens this tiny scroll, hands it to the servant next to him, and the servant nods, and he looks forward. "So you are here for our children, to help them."
Yes!
The lady speaks up, and she's like, "Oh, thank goodness. We have been waiting for many years for another group of adventurers."
Another?
"Yes, we sent one before, but they have yet returned."
Well, the Flaming Four have yet to fail a mission on this world yet.
Apart from that one time over in Faerun.
That was That doesn't count.
That was like 3 weeks ago. That doesn't
I was
when
drunk.
we went to the Feywild. You know when you made out with a dryad.
We're still alive.
That was a good time.
Yes, indeed you are. And perhaps you will
why
be
have
the
you burned
ones.
down half the forest as well?
We have yet to fail a mission on this world, so we will absolutely be able to find your children and bring them back to you safely, or in whatever condition they are in, whichever happens first.
We would greatly appreciate that. Yes.
Just to check, the pay is the same if we find them alive or in giblet form.
Yeah, the same.
The woman looks at her husband worriedly, and he looks back at her and puts his hand on hers and says, "We would hope that they would come alive."
But the pay is the same, right?
Yes, we will pay the same.
Okay.
But if
all
we
we
find
said.
that you are the ones who have caused their death.
No, we've got to bring them back. So if they're in giblet form, I can't really carry a giant. It's a little bit tricky. It's better if they're alive. Don't worry, we will save them. How much?
What is it that you want?
Can you remove this thing?
Tug on the collar.
Could you remove
The
it
gods put it there for
now,
a reason.
say? Before the payment?
Before the payment.
We do have a mage. Perhaps
That's a down
they can
payment,
help
maybe.
you.
That'll be a good down payment.
Yes,
Yeah,
we can help you
what's
with
it?
the collar. What else would you like?
Do you have a summer home? I quite
I also
like
like some
the
money.
whole castle thing going on here.
We prefer the seclusion of our home and do not wander far.
Have you got a library?
A what?
A library, like a place for books.
Lots of books.
Books, lots of books.
Oh,
Likes his
yes.
books.
The woman speaks up again. Yes, the
She-
mage lives in the library. Well, stays there often.
I hope they take a bucket.
Oh, there are restrooms.
Excellent. If I can get a look in the library and copy down all the spells and stuff, you got ink. I need a lot of ink.
We do have ink. She looks at her husband more worriedly than before.
She is a trusted magician who is unmatched in her field, if not a little touched by the flame in her head, if you understand my meaning.
Knowing the
You've
flame
got
will
fire
be
giants, I'm sure.
knowing the flame will be helpful for this mission. Do you know much about what has happened to our children?
Can I roll a history check?
Yeah, go ahead, roll a history check.
Every little detail will be valuable to us.
21. Pyre, you know that the children are Krygrim, Notice, and Abor, and they have gone missing about 2.5 years ago.
I went missing 2 years ago.
There's word that perhaps fire giants are the ones who have stolen them. Perhaps not themselves. They probably hired some hireling to do so and kidnap them. They were kidnapped en route back home. They had been visiting some family in another area in the sky, and they were on their way. They were supposed to come back home, and they did not return.
Okay, they were out. They meant to come home. They didn't. They meant to be kidnapped by fire giants. You've got some enemies, fire giants. Probably by like minions of the fire giants. And they never came back. It was 2 years ago. You sent a group of adventurers, obviously not as good as us. They never came back. I've got the full details.
And I go through several of my books and pull out sheaves of paper that I've made notes on and just start piling them up.
You sound like a demon.
That person, and that one, and that one, and that one. Yep. This is why you had a warlock in the party. It's a very bad idea. Never send a warlock anyway. Can't trust him.
The look on the woman's face is the wrinkles that were once where her brows were kind of dissipates as she is happy that you like know so much, even though like you were kind of scaring her a bit there. And she looks at her husband and nods like agreeingly and eagerly. And he looks back at her and does the same. And she says, "That is, then you know. We will take whatever help we can get, and whatever it is that you want, within reason. If there's any other information you need, please let us know. We do know of something that may help you along your way." There's, in a cavern, they call it Helena's Cavern, there is an enchanted well. It is said that if you drink from this well, that you will get resistance to fire, and this will be greatly needed for
everyday life.
What is ahead of you in the fire giant's lair.
Also that
is dangerous, and I fear that not everyone can handle the heat. Pin.
That will be most useful to us. Thank you very much. Directed to this, we will stop off on the way.
Yes, it will be helpful. I do warn you that getting to the well is not an easy task either. And once you do get... he looks over at his servant who walks forward and hands you a map. Kind of stands there holding the scroll that is a map, but is trying to figure out who wants to take it.
I'll take it if no one else is.
I don't like to be handed things.
Map.
Yeah, you go to take it, Varys, and then Pyre just snatches it out of your hand. Unless you guys want to compete dexterity-wise to see who grabs it first.
I shrug and let her take it.
Yeah, so Pyre, she takes the scroll, and you open it and you see a map. And as he sees you're looking at the map, he says, "Once you get through the cave, you will want to go to the maze. It's quite easy to see from a distance. It is by the volcano. That is where Glowrock's lair is. But in order to get into the lair, you will have to make it through the maze that is there. If you need anything along your journey, please feel free to return and we will do what we can."
Puzzle.
It is more like a maze.
Like a labyrinth.
Yeah, some say that they have not returned from it, and others who have made it partially through just were able to make their way back, but missing limbs nonetheless.
So it's not just the labyrinth part that's the problem.
Monsters in a maze. That is something unheard of.
Well, there was this one time this place called Crete.
What
You'd
was
think
that?
the monster would find its way out after a while, but
Maybe they'd like it.
I mean, monsters aren't really good at problem solving.
I don't know. Pyre sure is.
I mean, they're just a fire monster, not
That
a
was a
regular
joke,
monster.
Pyre. You're meant to laugh.
You're
Pyre's
not if you're on fire.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
if you could lend us multiple miles of string for this, that would be useful.
You would like string. That is what you need for this
Yes,
journey.
for the maze. We'll need other things for the monster, but
You will want to
gotta make
get
sure
this
to cover all the problems.
string or rope. Perhaps. Yes, you might want to meet with the mage in order to get it heat resistant. Rope might not do well in that area. It is quite warm.
Hmm.
Good
Oh, so
old
that's where the fantasy
shit.
chain would work.
What
Oh,
do you-
yeah, so if we can discuss how much we want for payment. 1 second.
I try and huddle my comrades, but when I put my hands there on like the back of their shins, I'm like, oh.
I crouch.
Yeah, I like kneel down.
Aw, that's so cute. Aren't you a dwarf? Are you dwarf, Frank?
Yeah, I'm 4'4".
Yeah, so you're actually pretty. You don't have to crouch,
163
probably.
centimeters.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Still a foot and a half taller than me.
your elven friends crouch down and huddle around, and you guys all huddle around in front of the throne.
Alright, how much do we want? They said anything.
Well,
That is
we
a
should
lot of
get the other team's payment too, because we did their job for them.
That's a shrewd business plan.
Also, salvage rights to the corpses.
Absolutely.
Severance, of course.
Declare that.
We don't even need to declare it. They won't notice.
Who has the highest passive perception in here?
Oh,
Not
Ab's
me.
probably. Oh, what? I don't have good passive perception.
What's all your
I've
passive
got-
perceptions?
I've got 16.
13.
I got 16.
My passive investigate is amazing.
Can you all roll me perception checks really quick? Also, thank you, Mark Dean, for the $30 and Gorthar for the $30. I am adding those in as you requested. That means 2 more threats have been added. Oh, Pyre, you crit. Who else?
But I
Who are
rolled
we
higher.
missing? Alfredo.
You can hide me.
We are missing Mog.
I had to do it from my phone. Get dang it. That turned on again. I got to turn that off. Sorry.
Well, 21 works. So yeah, Pyre and Mog and also Varys, all of you notice this as you're huddled around. You see a glint of flame in the servant to the king, or to the giant, the male giant's eyes, as he's watching you, and you all sense something about him that seems off. He is fidgeting with the scroll that was provided to him, and his left leg is shaking a little bit.
Oh crap!
I
think Jesus
stand up
the
again.
pen. He's a
Oh,
pen.
Mark also added another magical item. Hold on, I did not see that. A more powerful choke collar that removes his other collar and makes it so he can't speak at all and can only use sign language. I'm not a fan of that, so I am going to change it and just say that it removes the voice modulation that was on it.
Thank
I don't
God.
like when players can't talk. It just makes
I
it
was
not fun.
tempted to play a Kenku, and then I was going to be like, I'm going to have to do this for 7 hours. No. Okay,
Yeah, no, it's
Kenku are great fun.
it
They
is
are
just
fun,
not.
but 7 hours.
7 hours.
Yeah, so we'll say that for your collar. Your collar, as you're standing there, your collar, you're talking to your comrades, and you notice this glint in this guy's eye, and then you're noticing all these things. Probably each of you notice a different thing. Like one of you notices the leg shaking, one of you notices the hands kind of like fiddling with the paper, and the other notices the glint of flame in the eye. I'm guessing Pyre probably. And all of a sudden, your choker necklace that had flame around it, all of a sudden the flame embraces all around, and you feel a singe along your neck again, and the choker collar breaks into pieces, and along your neck is now a rune of, it's like a collar of runes of fire that sits along your neck. You don't know what it does other than you talk normally again.
Okay. Can I roll Arcana? What's this do? Someone give me a shiny object.
You can't see it actually, because you don't know that. I mean, you don't see yourself.
Can I,
So-
can I
You have
use a
to wait
shiny
till you're
object?
What, E?
Can I like use a shiny object to like be like, what's it look like?
Yeah, sure. You can say that.
Because I've got like a scholar's.
It's a little
pack and stuff.
metagamey, but sure.
Like, oh, it seems that whatever was going on there is completed. Perhaps the voice was just a sign.
What's it? Wait, look, it's paper, pen. Draw it. What's it look like?
Someone said they like the modulation.
It looks like a
This
room.
is just going to be a back and forth of people donating to EE to put the choker on, to take the choker off. It's like the gods above can't decide whether or not he should be able to talk like a normal
Hey, if it
Pyre
needs
or
money
not.
for charity.
Varys is like,
Hey, Brad, thanks for
Versus
stopping
like,
by.
Varys is like, I've got to agree with the gods. I'm not sure which one is worse.
Okay, so that's what you guys see. Sorry, we got a little
I
bit
get an
derailed by
Arcana
the
of
magic.
28 when they draw the runes.
Yeah, so the 28, you're looking at it, and it looks like it says, your voice is your own.
Yay! Okay, right.
So that dude with the fire in his eyes, he looks real dodgy.
What kind of dodgy?
I mean, he's.
Varys and Mog, you both also think he looks dodgy. Like I just said.
I would like to insight him.
I'm like, I think we have a way of getting us a little bit of extra appreciation from our hosts.
Can I insight him?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight.
No.
I mean,
he's
you're already
probably
suspicious
just
of him,
worried.
so insight with advantage.
Oh, okay.
He's acting very, very suspicious right now.
Like we've just we know
he's
the fire
probably
giants.
Absolutely, he's just amazed to be in our presence because we
Can
are.
I insight?
Yeah, you can insight too.
Okay, because like they're enemies of the fire
Mog
giants.
can also
and there's
insight if
some
Mog would
fire
like.
in their
I think the
eyes.
three of you are both
Mog's gonna
suspicious.
insight.
Yeah. All three of you guys are suspicious. I would say
Wait,
that
is it
probably
advantage?
Alfredo not so much.
No.
A 10
Okay.
does not notice anything.
He
might just be a little nervous.
Miss this.
On second guess, maybe he's just nervous. You're not sure. Mog with the 16, definitely suspicious. Definitely acting really weird. Like there's something up with him. Now you're seeing like a glint of like sweat dribbling from his forehead.
If I had to guess, either a spy for our giants or the other our giants, the ones that we're going after.
He's probably
Or he's just,
like a,
a creep.
he's
Judging by the fire,
He's
think-
probably a friend of mine.
He might be
everyone-
attracted to our fire friend here.
It could be.
There
I'm
might
a very
be a-
attractive goblin.
Fiery connection. I'm not quite sure, but
Oh yeah, I'm very hot.
I
Roll
think
me
we should all
3d6.
get ready
Roll
for.
me 3d6 EE.
Oh God.
What's this?
Yeah, 3d6. That's scary.
You're average.
uh,
You're rolling for hotness. You totally think you're really hot though.
I mean, my charisma is 8, so yeah.
That doesn't mean you're hot. That just means you're charismatic. You can be ugly and charismatic.
It takes more charisma.
I'm just like, I think we should prepare ourselves for a fight, and I'm gonna turn and stand up and address the.
Oh wait, no. We charge them extra for that. Because, you know, we're killing a spy in their midst. That's not part of the job.
yeah, our job is to find the kids and kill things in a maze, not fight here.
I crouch back down like, and yes, if we come back and the hosts have been murdered by a spy in their midst, then
Oh,
there
we
won't
just
be.
take their stuff.
It's not very polite to be a guest and not kill a spy, honestly.
Yes.
I like that you guys are
So-
having this,
I'm not
really
sure
long
about
conversation in
But would
front
it
of
be
you.
more insulting to the house guard, and especially those rock dwarves over there, that we killed the spy in their midst that they didn't notice? Or maybe they
Nice
did
work
know.
for them.
Well,
The
what if
guards
they
don't
did
pay
notice
us.
and they just
guard-
want this guy to stay here?
How
As
much?
a
How much for the
distraction.
main job? How much for the main job?
Let's say
100
10,000
million.
gold.
10,000 gold each.
Each? Well, that sounds even better.
They live in a
Anything,
castle.
right?
Anything. You couldn't put money on the price of your kids' lives, but I
just
would say
can't.
about 10,000 gold each.
It seems
10,000
reasonable.
gold each.
For each
Can
of
we
us.
just kill the spy?
Also,
So
you've
40,000
got a
gold.
spy in your midst, and we'll only charge you for 5,000 gold for killing that spy.
Each.
At first he looks
I facepalm.
like shocked at how much gold you guys are requesting, but then he nods and he's like, "You are right. There is no price upon my children's heads. 40,000 gold, 10 per."
See, we should have gone for more.
Which, you know, does
I
actually work
might
out
like
about
elbow him.
1,330.
And what is the spy you speak of? And you see
guy.
the guy
I
next to
stand
him
up like, well, here we go.
is
then.
holding the scroll and like the scroll kind of falls down on the floor and tumbles down the stairs towards you guys.
I'm
You
imagining
guys were all talking at the
that,
same time,
any-
but please, like, always let like one person talk at a time. But what I had said was, he said, "Who is this spy that you speak of?" And as that happens, the spy, or the guy, scroll tumbles down.
That guy.
I was hoping to be maybe slightly more sneaky, but
You claim that Delinar is a spy? He kind of taps Delinar on the shoulder, which taps like his whole entire body, and Delinar's like shaking a little bit as he gets hit, like lightly tapped, and he's like, Delinar, they think you are a spy. And he's like, no sir, you know I've been loyal.
10 minutes.
As he looks
10 minutes,
completely
I can
calm
do
about
this
this whole
instantly.
situation.
Oh, okay.
What are you
I'm
trying
just
to do?
gonna walk up and cast Zone of Truth on the dude.
You walk up, and as soon as you start walking up the stairs, two of the guards that, like the two rock guards that were down below, come forward, and they put their spears in the way of you.
I mean, if you want us to deal with the spy, we can, or we can leave and you two get murdered.
Delinar,
in-
if you have nothing to hide, he kind of points to Delinar, pushes Delinar forward, and Delinar is now in front of you, and in between you is like the two guards, and they unlatch their spears, and now there are two guards standing, and you're standing right in front of the Delinar.
Sweet. I'll Zone of Truth him.
Yeah, Zone of Truth. Go forward.
Click my
I've got the
fingers.
perfect combo spell with this as well. This works great.
And he gets to do a charisma save, and if he fails, he cannot lie. And my spell save DC is 15.
All
He
right.
is rather aware of the spell and can choose not to answer.
Yeah.
But I can help with that.
Yeah, let me, he gets a save. What is the save? Charisma?
Charisma versus 15, yeah.
All right. Charisma, his charisma is 0, which makes sense. Submit.
Oh,
He does
no.
not save.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
And it's terrible.
it's really bad. So,
Also, I'm in the 15-foot, so...
I think you have to ask him something, right? Like,
Yeah, I just say, are you, Delinar, a
No,
spy?
I'm not a spy.
No, I'm not a spy.
I'm not. He's trying really hard to say he's not.
I cast command.
Okay.
I'm going to command him with the word answer.
Oh,
good.
that is a good move.
He
can't
blurts
shoot.
out, "I'm a spy," and immediately the two guards grab him by the two sides, and he's being dragged off to the side. And the giant that was once sitting now stands forward, and he is huge. Like, his foot is as big as you. Like, he is massive. And as you look up at him, he stands before you and looks forward and looks across, and he's like, Delinar, how could you? And Delinar, as he's getting dragged dragged through the corridors and to the back of like a door where you can see it, yells forward. He's like, "You wouldn't understand. They had my children." And he pulls them forward and pulls them up into the where you can assume he's probably going into a jail of some sort. And
We'll save his children too for a bonus payment of 1,333 per child head. It's a tenth the cost we're charging your children.
I cannot put a price on what he will pay. You will have to speak to him. But
His boots.
thank you.
I like his boots.
He's been in our service for many years, and no one has ever. Thank you. We will throw in an extra 1,000 gold per for finding him.
Right, okay, we're
We don't do it for the
Yes, that's
gold, we
fine.
just do good deeds.
44,000 for the entire mission is
Oh,
what you
no,
guys will get.
I'd do it for the gold.
Yeah, the gold's pretty good.
EE's next
Between
roll is
us,
a
we
natty
do it for both
1,
the
Mark
gold and the
has
good deed.
donated. Your next roll is a natty
I
1,
knew this was gonna happen.
EE, so please keep track of your natty
FME.
I know.
1. I knew this was gonna happen.
I'm actually going to, on my sheet, I'm going to make a tracker, and I'm going to call it the natty one.
Yeah, you guys
tracker.
should track on your resources, maybe natty 1s and natty 20s. But cool, perfect. Yeah, so he sits down again, puts his hands on his wife's hands, and they hold each other, and they look forward at the four of you, and say, "Is there anything else that we can do, or any other knowledge that you require?"
Does he have potions?
potions of fire resistance?
Does who have potions?
Your mage.
We have the fire resistance sorted, I believe.
I would like health.
I do
Potions of
not know
healing.
if he has potions. Oh, you mean our local
Your
mage?
mage. Yes.
Yes, he may have some. You'd have to speak with him.
Does he have anything that allows us to injure fire giants with fire?
They're quite resistant to fire, so that might not be the best way to hurt them.
But I like fire.
Aww. Poor Pyre.
Wait. You know, are fire resistants resistant to fire? Or do they not feel it at all?
I think it depends on the creature. Some are resistant and some are immune.
So fire.
The mage is in the library. You are welcome to walk the corridors as you wish. Tink, please. Tink kind of walks forward in front of each of you and does like a motion on your face on each of you. And this will allow you to walk the corridor without being stopped.
Taste the commons.
Oh, sorry. And he walks back to his spot.
Well then, we have a wizard to see.
We're off to see the wizard.
I bid you good day, sir and madam.
Oh, that too. Bye-bye, big people.
Safe travels, says Wibrog, and Frutar puts his hand up and says, "May the storms be on your side."
I hope so.
There have been so far. I hold up my quarterstaff.
Personally, I prefer calm winds, but I guess the storm is nice every now and then.
You hear
because you're
crackling,
bored.
like loud thunder crackling.
Oh.
Okay, time to go.
All right.
I'm
Are you guys
upset.
going to go to the mage's library? Yeah, so you walk around and you actually ask a guard because as you start walking around the corridor, you're like, this place is huge. I do not know where I'm going. The guard kind of points you in the right direction. You guys take that direction easily. You make your way to the library. As the doors open for the library, as you push them open, you just see this massive, huge library. The walls all along have books from bottom of the floor all the way to the top of the ceiling. There's a large staircase or like stair thing that you can like swing around to bring towards all the books so you can get the top books. There's a chandelier in the top in the center, and it shimmers lightly. Along the ledges are little nooks and crannies where you can kind of sit, and there's giant chairs for a giant where there's cushion and place like a table in some cases, some just a little bench with a window that looks out with stained glass along the window. And all along the floor are the tiles. The tiles are pebbled, but they're different color pebbles, and as the light hits it, it kind of flickers and almost looks like opals as you walk along the floor, and it's quite beautiful. And it looks like we have another monster donation from Ministry of O'Braggy. So thank you so much. I will add that. Oh, wait. Oh, he wants to give inspiration. Oh, he said he could have given 6 inspiration, but nah, F them. He's giving us monsters. So I will add another. I will add another threat.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
So as you walk into the room, you see a tiny gnome who is along the staircase, along that little ladder that's being swung around.
I like push Pyre with the back of my sword like up to him.
Hello, wizard person.
You look up and he is roughly like 120 feet away from you up in the sky, like on a ladder. And he looks down, he's like,
Oh, what can I do you for?
We were told that you'd give us stuff so we could go on a mission to find the children of the 2 big giants so we could bring them back and get paid money.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so to begin with?
I
know, but he actually lets go of the ladder and slowly starts floating down to you and makes his way, and he's like, well, you're looking for potions. What kind of potions?
Potions of everything.
Everything.
That's
Mostly
That's
healing.
a lot of potions. I don't think you can
Healing.
carry that many potions. Do you have a bag of holding?
Healing is
Do you
a
have a bag
priority.
holder we can borrow?
I don't have one for you, but I was just saying if you're gonna carry that many potions, you might need one. I don't think that you don't look like the type that can carry that many potions.
I'm already carrying a lot of.
I open my cloak and there's just vials of oil down the inside on everything. 100.
100 vials of oil.
Flasks of oil.
Oh god.
You're like, oh my gosh, if someone lit you on fire, just be like,
You're just a clinking ball of oil now.
Yeah.
Yes, you're just do you
I'm
roll?
under my load limit. I would have bought more.
yeah. So, he just is like, you're gonna have to be more specific. What kind of potion do you need?
Potions of great healing. Potions of great healing. Potions of resistances. Oil of etherealness. Potions of you've got potions that allow us to breathe if there's a lot of smoke or something.
I've got some healing ones for you if you need those. I got 5 of them.
They would be most useful.
That'll be 250 gold.
I think I produce 250 gold.
No.
I reach into a pocket and then I stop.
Your lord and lady said that they would give us the potions so that we may complete the task and bring their kids back.
Roll an insight check. Or deception, because you're deceiving him.
Yeah. It's a natural 1. I get a 0.
Oh, yeah. They would have let me know if that was the case, so, it'll be 250 gold.
So what you're
I'm
saying
reaching into my pocket for the money.
Also, I would like Pyre to roll me a dex save.
32-month mag hype.
Is this to not explode?
Potentially, maybe.
these just gonna
32
be
months.
periodic
Thank you
tests?
so much, Tayton, for the 32 months. Appreciate it.
18.
Ooh, you save. All right. That was your threat ministry. I was going to drop something that was flammable on you, and you were going to be engulfed in flame because your glasses were going to shatter everywhere.
So at any moment, Pyre could just violently explode.
especially in a fireplace.
Yeah, we're going to a fight. Oh god.
I was gonna.
Twice as
Well, basically, you were dodging a book, so a book falls from the ceiling, comes down, and knocks. It almost knocks, but you see it falling, and you step to the side, and it falls to the ground. The gnome goes and picks it up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. This one's a little bit of a." And you see the book flapping, and its mouth it actually has a mouth, and it has teeth, and it's wriggling around, and he's like, ugh, and he casts something on it, and it puts a bind on it, and he floats it back up into its spot where it's supposed to be. Sorry about that. Look, I'll give you one of the potions for free. Let's call it 200 and we'll make it even.
That sounds like a plan, and I hand over 200 gold.
Okay, yeah, you have 5 potions. I put them in your loot. Potions of healing.
I hand out one
Sorry,
to
sorry,
everyone.
Ministry. I was hoping
hand
the
out
natty
one-
one could be used for that.
I hand out one to everyone. I keep 2 for myself.
Is it a monster book? Yeah, it was a monster book.
That
you
sounds good.
Yeah, he takes the 200 gold and he hands you the potions. Good luck on your journey. The last group of adventurers didn't. I haven't heard back from them yet.
Yeah, they're dead.
Hey, you sent a warlock. You shouldn't have sent a warlock. You can't trust warlocks.
Do you
Notorious.
know that they're dead? Have you heard from them?
Have you?
Well, we've not, which implies that they're dead.
Oh, I suppose
They could be captured. It's possible.
it's valid.
Wait, if we free them, we have to share the gold.
No, we don't. They didn't do their job. We did their job.
I don't think they'll be in much of a position to negotiate pay with us if all they did was turn up and get captured.
Yes, they won't be in a position to negotiate.
Negotiate.
If
like
we
the way you
find
said
them on
negotiate.
the way, we will make sure to free them.
It sounded like Elmo.
I'm almost saying this more to Pyre than to the wizard.
Fire, fire, fire.
So for griffins, then we should be off to a magical well.
Fire.
Oh, you're heading to the well. I have a
well.
portal if you'd rather take that. I understand griffins
Yes.
are quite beautiful, though.
They're brilliant. My griffin is named Prince. He's darling. You know, he's
Tastes
won
like-
prizes.
Yeah,
Griffins
so
are a wonderful form of transport, but portals are significantly faster.
he walks over to this area, and any of you guys who are casters or have seen a lot of casting in your background see this pedestal that definitely looks like a portal. It has like a little staircase, like 3 stairs, and it looks like where a portal could be spawned. There's a circle around it that is made out of runes, and he stands before it, and he says some words and hand gestures, and it takes him about like 10 minutes to do this. All of a sudden you see a portal raise from the ground, and you can see a shimmering light through it. And we have 50 bits. Thank you, Nate, for the 50 bits. And now you can walk forward into it if you wish. And he's like,
Well, this will take you near the cavern.
My thanks.
All right, then,
Shall we
let's
do
go.
it?
Is it stable? It's not going to scramble anything up, right?
I
Does
jumped
it
in.
allow us to come back?
Some people get portal sickness, but, you know,
How do we get back? Does it go the other way?
no, does not go the other way.
I stopped before stepping through the portal. Like,
Well, I'm afraid they already went through.
I
so
already
we should
went
probably
through.
take Griffins.
Whoops.
could you have someone send the griffins?
I could try to get them. Well, they're kind of small. They might be able to fit in through the portal.
1 second.
And in a castle this big, you probably have like magical valets, right? They can just send them over.
Is it?
come back.
Are you just trying to get a creature to travel on?
I mean,
Well,
it's
how
so
are
we
we
can
getting
get
back
back.
from this portal of fire resistance?
Here.
he hands you a horn. It's a silver horn. It looks like
does
the
it do?
horn of... Actually, roll me nature, all of you.
Oh,
I'm not there. I already went through.
12.
I ain't seeing anything.
I am bringing the griffins back, and they're pooping in the hallways.
I'm going to say that you're not bringing the griffins back quite yet. Because you'd have to...
It's
Yeah.
a giant-sized castle, and you are a goblin.
yeah.
I am on my way to the.
why did
Natty 20, 22 plus 1. What's the plus 1? Interesting.
Mog roll a death save?
I have a luck stone, that's why.
Um,
I rolled
Ah,
perception
good
by accident.
choice. I was tempted by them.
yeah, so, Varys, you know this horn. It is the horn of a silver dragon.
Okay, do I know what that does?
It spawns a silver dragon. It calls to a silver dragon.
Oh. Well, that's one way to get back.